Hello, you guys. Happy Tuesday. How are you? We
Good
hope you have
morning.
a wonderful day. I always say that I'm going to fix my camera, my laptop, the positioning of it, because it's the worst. Like you've got the heaven lights above me that always like look amplified. And then it's like right here, I need to fix it. And I don't think to fix it until we're about to go live. Anyway, how are you guys? We hope you're having a great day. We hope that you're wrapping up an amazing month and wrapping up an amazing quarter. All right. So, today's training, as Kelly's description says, is SEO myths debunked. What really works right now in 2025? You're hearing lots of things. We've got the sky is falling. We've got, switch to this. Whether you're just beginning with blogging or with SEO, and you've been grappling, or maybe you're at a point where you're like fighting the search engines, you were impacted heavily by HCU, you think it's time to sell your blog and throw it all in, whatever it is. Today's session is designed to separate fact from fiction. For all of you who are like, I just don't know, there's so much information out there. We want to steer you towards strategies that are actually going to give you results and help kind of clear the fog in all of this craziness. Okay.
So what are you going to learn? You're going to learn common SEO myths that are holding your strategy back. You're going to learn proven data, because we're all about the data-backed SEO techniques that work in 2025, new current 2025, and actionable, because we're known for our actionable task teaching method. You're going to learn actionable steps to adapt to the evolving search landscape. I am struggling to talk this morning. I haven't had my coffee.
You haven't had your coffee. You haven't had your coffee in 40 years.
45.
Yeah. Kelly doesn't do coffee.
Probably the problem.
You should at all. All right. So what are you going to walk away with? You're going to walk away with a clear understanding of which outdated practices you need to leave behind, forget about it. Okay. And keep trucking forward. You're going to learn about modern SEO strategies aligned with current search algorithms and how to use those to your benefit. And we're going to give you concrete steps to strengthen. Say that fast 5 times.
It's contagious.
It is. We're going to give you concrete steps to strengthen your site's performance and visibility.
So what is your aha moment? This training is perfect for you guys. Excuse me. If you've been frustrated by conflicting advice, if you're unsure of which SEO trends are actually worth your time, or if you've been stuck playing catch up with the search algorithm update. So stick around and you'll walk away with clarity, confidence, and a roadmap for SEO success in 2025. So let's jump in, Crystal.
Good morning, guys. I'm so happy that y'all are here. I love when y'all leave us comments.
Right, I love seeing all the people, all the names.
ChatGPT has been a game changer, Jen says, over the past week. My eyes are crossed from all of my updating. We love AI. Yes, there's crazy stuff with AI that I'm not happy about, but how can we use it to grow?
But I think everything in this space, heck, everything everywhere maybe, can be used ethically or unethically, right?
Yes, I agree.
Who are you? What kind of person are you? Or what kind of person do you want to be? I want to be ethical. So I use things ethically.
That is correct. Okay. So let's dive into this list. I forget how many things we have, either 5 or 10. I forget, but there's quite a bit. So number 1, debunking common SEO myths. So before we talk about what works, we need to address what doesn't work. Okay. Here are 3 SEO myths that people still believe in 2025. And if this is you, stop believing it. If you have a friend that's believing this, stop believing it. Okay. Myth number 1, you need to stuff keywords in order to rank. The truth is keyword surfing. Keyword surfing is like keyword surfing. Keyword stuffing is one of the fastest ways to actually hurt your search rankings. Search engines now penalize content that feels unnatural or feels spammy. So, what should you do instead? Kelly, you've got a whole lot of talking after this, I promise. I gave us all I gave us both.
But this is white.
Oh, that's
Crystal's like, you have a whole lot of talking, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So we highlight our words, y'all. So we know who's supposed to be talking, and it just kind of goes seamlessly, and you don't really realize what's happening. And so Crystal's are all highlighted, and mine are not highlighted. Hers are yellow, mine are white.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just.
You've done this.
My face is going.
You've done this to me before. Don't you?
It happens all the time. We both do it. We just get so caught up in it that we are just, let's just keep going. Okay. So as she said, keyword stuffing is one of the fastest ways to hurt your search rankings because, and I say now, but really for years, the search engines have penalized content that feels unnatural or spammy. But as AI becomes more and more prevalent, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher to beat those spam algorithms, right? To get away from that. So what you should do is you really need to focus in on keyword intent and relevance, using your primary keyword naturally throughout your content and including supporting variations like LSI or related keywords. Place them where they fit seamlessly, right? But also make sure you're hitting your header, your meta tag, and your introduction, and even if you do an excerpt or a summary, make sure you have it in there as well.
Okay. All right. Myth number 2, backlinks are all that matter. So we recently did a training on backlinks. Actually, Liberty, we gave you a definition of LSI over in YouTube. I saw your message or your comment yesterday, and I gave you a whole technical response to what LSI is.
But you also inspired us. So when we finish the Is Blogging Dead playlist, we're going to move into Blogger-Centric Terms playlist.
Yes.
And start doing our Thursday videos on some things like LSI and backlinks and keywords and all of those good words. So thanks for that.
So even though backlinks are important, they are not all that matter. The truth is they do play a key role in SEO, but focusing solely on acquiring links actually misses the big picture and misses the point in what you're supposed to be doing. There's so much more to this. I've said for years, SEO is like an onion and there's all of these layers. Backlinks are just a piece of that. LSI is just a piece of that. User experience is just a piece of that, right? Relevance and niche alignment often outweigh the appeal of a link from a high-profile site, like, say, for example, the New York Times, if it doesn't connect to your content or to your audience. Building relationships and earning links within your industry, within your niche, from blogs that say she is who she says she is. That's often more impactful for the big picture and for the long-term growth that you're going for. So what should we do instead?
Liberty says, are you sure it was me? Yes, ma'am. We are 100% positive it was you. And Crystal responded to it. So if you check your notifications, you probably have a thing that says that you received a comment or reply or whatever in your little notifications there. Okay, so what should you do instead of putting all of your focus on that backlink thing? Well, you still need backlinks, but you really need to prioritize quality over quantity. And when we say quality, we don't mean high domain authority. We don't mean New York Times. We mean a good match, right? It's like there's somebody out there for everybody who you find attractive, I might not find attractive, right? So otherwise we would all just go for world's hottest man, right? And we're not. So because we're prioritizing the quality, what we want, not what everybody else wants. And it's the same way on your site. You need to prioritize what fits. Okay. So, but you also need to ensure that, like I said, you need to ensure that every link aligns with your niche and it supports your content's context. So publish content that resonates with your target audience, such as well-researched articles, practical guides, unique resources. Engage with industry peers, with people in your niche through networking opportunities, like reach out to them for guest blogging, use our Facebook group, your different social media interactions on like Instagram or TikTok. These activities not only foster connections, but they also help earn those organic backlinks from those people that are going to add the value to your site. So by staying focused on your niche and leveraging relationships within your niche and within your industry, you're going to create a much more targeted and effective SEO strategy.
Yep. All right. So what is myth number 3? SEO is just about ranking on Google. You got to let go of that. You got to stop thinking that way. The truth is, modern SEO goes well beyond just ranking. Okay. It's what I was talking about a minute ago.
What we've said for years.
Yeah, what we've said for years. It's the other layers of that onion, the engagement, the click-through rates, the conversions, all of those things. Even if you're number one, a poor user experience, like I was saying earlier, will hurt your overall performance. So you can have the number one spot on Google or on any search engine. But if when the person clicks over and they have a bad experience and your meta just pulled them in a clickbaity way and the post is not about what they thought it was about, or fill in the blank, whatever it is that gives them a bad experience, and they hop off and go back to Google, Google is acknowledging and taking note of that behavior. Okay.
Right. So you're not going to stay with number one for long.
Right.
You know what's also funny, Crystal? It always cracks me up when people are like, I just wrote this article and it's already ranking on page one. Of course it is, honey. That's what Google does. Because they need to see how people interact with it. So you pretty much, unless there's a huge problem with your site, it should always rank a position one right away. Or on some of your terms should always rank on position one right away. And then as Google figures out what it actually is and how people interact with it, that's when things start changing. But
you also need to remember that if you're searching in just your regular browser, where you're always searching for your stuff, it's skewed, right? So just remember that. And the results that you get and a friend get, and then the results that you get in an incognito window are going to be different. But go ahead. What should they do instead?
Yeah, what should you do instead? I want you to really think holistically about SEO. I want you to think about all the things that have to happen, right? It's not just take medicine. It's all the things, right? Live better, eat better, de-stress, like all the things. Optimize your site speed, your mobile usability, your on-page content structure, all your navigational systems, all of the things to enhance the full user experience, not just where you rank in the search engine results, right? Because in the long run, that doesn't help you.
Right. Katie's Homeschool Cottage what are some ways to come up with similar keywords? We're going to do a whole training.
We got you.
All right. So now that we have the myths behind us, it's time to focus on what actually works right now in 2025. So here are effective SEO strategies that are currently working. Number one, prioritize search intent. Why this works? So sorry, my husband, I guess, is coming in to get something. Why this works? Search algorithms aim to provide the most relevant results for every query. Okay. So as you prove that what's there is not relevant, you start to slip away from the first position from page one. You start to slip on down, and now you're on page 20. Okay. Aligning your content with search intent helps you meet both your users' needs, which we talk about that. We talk about you have to be able to write for a user that needs your information, that you're solving their problem, but also for the Google standards. So for the bot, you have to be able to satisfy both of those things to maintain page one.
Right. And it's not just about volume, guys, because if you don't have that intent there, the volume's not helping you in the least, right? If you go look at some keyword research tool, it's going to tell you that chicken gets significant search volume and that's something you should write about. But what is your user looking for? What is the user that you're trying to target actually looking for? Because without intent, you've accomplished nothing, right? If you've ever run a Facebook ad, and the tighter that you drill down into your niche, the closer that little thing goes to green, right? Because it's not about hitting all the people. It's about hitting the right people. And that is a small subset. And that user intent is what brings that subset down to the right people. So how do you do it? Well, you need to analyze your SERPs for your target keyword. We want to know, what are people looking for? Are they looking for how-to guides? Are they looking for product reviews? Are they looking for in-depth comparisons? Are they looking for recipes? Are they looking to buy it? Are they looking to create it? What is the plan here, right? And it's your people. So if Crystal was 79 and she went to Facebook or to Google and typed in chicken, what does she want? If she lands on your site, she probably wanted chicken recipes, right? She didn't want to raise them. She didn't want to clean them. She didn't want to cut them. She didn't want to pluck them. She didn't want to buy them to decorate her kitchen, right? You're a food site. She wanted chicken recipes for 2.
If I'm 70, did you say I'm 70? That's exactly what I was about to say. If I'm 70, I want chicken recipes just for 1 or 2 people. Like, I don't want to make, so I'm not going to go to crystalandcomp.com because she makes a ton of food for a ton of people, right? She's making meals that feed large families. So, right. What is she wanting? So she may really want Kelly's site. If Kelly's site is about, how to feed
Lois.
Cooking for, yeah, Lois, there you go. Walking on sunshine, cooking for 2 people. Okay.
Right.
Think about that.
So that has to be included in your terminology, what it is, the person that you're writing for, right? So that when they search the right stuff, they're going to find you. Keep going, and then Liberty, I'm going to answer your question. Also, you need to break down, again, we touched on this just a second ago, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. So you want to break it down by intention type, right? Do they want to buy it, cook it, make it, whatever? That is informational. They want to learn about it, right? For whatever reason, whether that's
right.
because they want to create it themselves or they just need some more information, right? Whether that's navigational, they need to know how to get there, like restaurants near me, right? Or whether that's transactional. So they're literally wanting to buy the best crock pot for a family of 2. Okay. That is going to help you refine your goals for your blog post. Understand what it is they're looking for, what that type is, and that's the type of blog post that you need to create. You can even use free tools like Answer the Public to help identify some of the questions that real users are asking about your topic if you can't find questions in your own search console. So before we move on to eat, Crystal, Liberty says maybe someone has identity theft of me. I can't find any LSI posts. No, man, we didn't say you wrote the post. We said you've already asked that question in the comment of a different YouTube video, and we gave you a response to that question, and it's long and technical, and it talks about latent semantic, about LSI, what that actually is.
You literally left a comment that said, what is LSI? Or, pretty much what you said here in these comments at 10:06 a.m. And so we gave you a explanation. But if you've never heard of LSI before, or the formal term, that's okay. I mean,
and that's what inspired us to create a new playlist starting in the next few weeks of some of that terminology and what it actually means, why you need it, and how you can use it, and how to do it moving forward.
Right. All right. So let's talk about strengthening content with EAT. Do you know what EAT is? EAT is actually EE, 2 E's, EEAT. Okay. Why it works. Google's focus on EAT, which is experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. That's what that stands for. That's part of that user experience and all those things we've been talking about. Okay.
Authenticity.
Right. Google focuses on EAT, and it favors high value, credible content. Okay. So this leads me to say, when a bot can read over something and tell that it's been written by something like an AI, it's most likely going to start questioning how valuable this is and how credible the content is, right? Okay. But let's talk about how we bring EAT to life in our content. How do we do it?
Yeah, how do we do it? Well, add your author bio, and not just Kelly is a mom of 6, right? I think we're at 8, whatever number it is, how many I need to keep up with on our field trips. I don't know at this point. Add your author bio and make sure that it signals your expertise, right? Why are you the expert here? Cite reputable sources. If you're saying that this is the top ranked blah, 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 how do you know that? Where did you get that information from? Cite that place, link back to it, and make sure you're showcasing your user reviews, your testimonials, your supporting stats to improve your content trustworthiness. I just had a conversation with my 25-year-old. He has an Etsy store and he does YouTube videos to promote the Etsy store. And he was talking about some of his old stuff isn't doing as well as it used to. And I said, go into it, pull out some of the reviews, the testimonials, quote them in your description, because that's going to add some more content, but it's also going to add that credible, that authoritativeness, that expertise, right? That trustworthiness into your description. He was like, that's really smart. I'm like, yeah, I do this for a living. So do that kind of thing. Pull some of those quotes. You have a recipe and somebody has said how wonderful it is. Pull that quote, put it in a quote in your blog post to prove some of that that experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
Yes. So Liberty said she's sorry to have wasted our time. You didn't. It's not like literally we like knowing where we need to fill in the gaps on trainings.
Yeah.
And
we inspired us.
Yeah, LSI might be a term that certain people know, but clearly it's a term that other people don't know. And
even those that do kind of know what it is don't necessarily know what to do with it.
Exactly. So don't you worry. All right. Now let's talk about prioritizing user-first content. So why does this work? User-first content is created with the primary goal of meeting the needs and expectations of your audience. So what is the user intent? What is the intent of the reader that's reading this? Like Kelly was saying earlier, chicken. Do they want to buy it? Do they want to sell it? Do they want to raise it? Do they want to cook it? What do they want to do with it? Right? Search engines, especially Google, prioritize content that offers real value and answers users' queries effectively. Okay. So this goes back to, we talk about how we need to be solving a problem. We need to be solving their problem in our content. And that's going to give a good user experience. But that's also going to help with you're understanding the intent of the user, right? It provides a seamless browsing experience. Like I said earlier, when somebody searches for chicken crock pot ravioli and they click on something on Google and it sends them to a blog post that was not what they were looking for, they're going to hop off and go back to the search results, and Google is going to acknowledge and take note of that behavior, right? So by focusing on users first, you'll naturally optimize your SEO factors like that engagement, the dwell time, how long are they staying? So even if they're not hopping on and hopping off, if they are only on there for 30 seconds, that's not going to be as rewarding for you as someone who digs deeper into other content on your site and reduce the bounce, when you're reducing the bounce rate, giving them more content. That's why we talk about well-connected content, okay? All of these things are going to help support a better search ranking for that content, okay? And Google's taking note, just so that you know.
So what is it? What is user-first content exactly? What it is it goes beyond keyword stuffing or writing purely for algorithms or because so-and-so said this is how we need to do it now, right? It's about offering high quality, relevant, and actionable information that aligns with the intent behind a user's search query, right? So whether they're seeking a solution, whether they're learning something new, or whether they want to make a purchase, your content should address their needs in the clearest way possible. I literally just said to one of our clients in Six Figure, stop making it about you.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're not there for a journal. And stop regurgitating what can be found on every single Wikipedia site out there. Why should they read your blog, right? How are you solving their problem? You call out their problem and tell them how you're solving it.
Right. So Emily says, do I add a section in each post about why I have that experience and authority? So this is a conversation we were having with someone yesterday who is one of our VIP, or not VIPs, but one of our clients that we coach. And you don't have to have an H2 that says why I'm the authority or what credentials I have for making chicken casseroles. No, you're going to say it in the content that you're putting out there, right?
For example, getting dinner on the table every single night amongst blah, 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 baseball, football, dance is a difficult task. I know, girl, been there, right? I have 8 kids that I'm tracking. Okay, so I've called out your problem. I tell you, I resonate with you because I am right there with it. And this 15-minute, 3-ingredient dinner idea is going to change your life. Here's how I'm solving the problem.
Right.
One easy sentence or two easy sentences. I've told you, I know your problem. Here it is. I've told you why I am the expert to solve this problem for you. And I've told you how I'm going to solve this problem for you. Right?
Without saying, here's why I'm an authority as an H2.
Right.
Here's why I'm an authority for chicken dinners or for cooking dinner, right? You're going to tell them, and you're going to tell them in a way that doesn't hijack your SEO with a Dear Aunt Sally story, right? It's a dance. It's a finesse. Like, it's a skill that you have to learn how to do. Okay.
But
So,
also, your second part of your question asked about the author bio and should it be inserted in each blog post manually because yours just shows up at the end of all the posts. Yes, that's what you should do. Have it show up at the end of all the posts. But make sure you go into your user part over in your dashboard and edit that to really highlight who you are as an author, okay? And make sure it links back to your author page.
Yeah. When's the last time that you updated it? Is it?
Well,
is
mine
it
says something about trips 12.
Oh, well, that's not good.
25, almost 26.
I was right.
Saw it the other day. I was like, oh,
that's
update that.
So you haven't updated that in about 12 years, 13 years. So understand your audience. Use tools like Google Analytics. Use tools like, you can use keyword search platforms, or you can survey your audience. And when you do that, you can actually uncover your target audience and what they're searching for and the challenges that they face. Now, even though the reader that you're pulling in from search and the reader that you've collected on your email might be people that have some different struggles and issues, but your email is a great place that you can survey and find out more. But you can also go in and actually look at your search results in Search Console. Some of those terms will tell you this lends towards this problem. This tells me the problem that they're having is this. The problem that they're having is every time they cook chicken in the slow cooker, it comes out dry, right? So how are you going to help them fix that? Okay. Those are the things, utilize the tools that you have access to help you create content that solves their problem and gives them the best user experience possible and gives a good user experience to the new people that are finding you by way of search. Okay.
And again, focus in on search intent. Identify whether the search intent is informational, navigational, transactional, or something else entirely. They want to be entertained, right? And craft your content to directly align with this intent, ensuring that it answers the exact question that your target audience is asking.
All right. You also want to provide practical value. So you want to offer actionable takeaways. You want to give them clear steps. They don't want to have to figure out, what am I supposed to do here? You want to give in-depth analysis that helps your audience solve their problem or achieve their goals. Okay. You want to avoid fluff and you want to avoid vague generalities. So sometimes what happens is when people are updating their content, they're like, okay, this post hasn't been updated in a long time. And it's only 200 words because back in 2008, we could write a 200, 300 word blog post and you need to overhaul this. But then you start adding in a bunch of fluff. Okay. Now it's steering away from what Google thought this post was about. Now the bots don't know how to index it. And the reader is like, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm overwhelmed. You haven't helped me. I am irritated, and they leave, right? So make sure that we're avoiding fluff. Make sure that we stick in our lane, in the lane of what the post was supposed to be. We stay on point and we don't veer off into something else. Okay. All right. Next thing.
Break it up, guys. Use engaging formats. Break up that text with visuals. Infographics are huge right now, with lists, with bullets, with call outs, with all of the things, videos. Even a GIF would work. Anything to improve the readability and the user engagement on that blog post. Make your content easy to digest while still remaining comprehensive. Think about what people are consuming and make your blog content fit that. I am experimenting with a whole new way of doing content right now that is very Facebook post driven in my blog, and I think it's doing well. It's much more skimmable. It looks like content looks today. What are you doing to make your blog content mimic short form content so that it's easily skimmable and engaging?
Interesting. All right. Also, keep it simple. Write in a tone and a language that actually resonates with the audience. Avoid complex jargon. Avoid over explaining unless that is who your target audience is, right?
Mm.
Need to know that. All right. So, what this makes me think about is when you're writing a piece of content and say that you have Yoast that you're using. Now, Yoast is not everybody's using Yoast, right? So just because you're using Yoast doesn't mean you're going to get to page 1 on Google, right?
Right.
You're writing just for a green smiley face, that's not going to help you, right? But I do like some of the things that Yoast does. Like it will tell me that I didn't use enough passive voice. It will tell me that my sentences were too long. It will tell me that this was written for an audience that the words are too complex, right? Those are good indicators that I need to make revisions, right? So keep it simple. Keep it easy to digest. Like Kelly said, people are reading from their phone. This is now their computer, and they need to be able to skim quickly and read quickly. They don't want 4 and 5 paragraph sections that are, 8 sentences a piece to read. That's torture on your device. That is absolute torture. So keep that in mind so that we can meet the end user where they are so that they can have a good user experience. Okay. Which leads us to the next thing.
Optimize for user experience. Ensure fast load times, mobile-friendly layouts, easy navigation, so that users can quickly find and engage with your content.
Yep. And stay consistent and relevant. Regularly update outdated posts and create fresh content that keeps up with emerging trends and user needs in your niche. Ideally, all of your content should be updated every year. So if you have 5,000 blog posts, what does that mean? So I'm just going to drop that and leave it there and let you kind of simmer on it and freak out.
But also create fresh content. You can't give up one for the other. You have to also create fresh content. You are a blogger. A blogger blogs. A blogger blogs more than just once or twice a month. A blogger blogs consistently, guys. That is a big thing that I think a lot of people in this space struggle with. They do one blog post a week and they think they've done something. If Walmart only opened and a blog post is typically a 10-minute to 20-minute read, depending on the blog post. So if Walmart opened for 10 minutes, one day a week, would Walmart be Walmart?
Right. Exactly. No, you would find a replacement because on Wednesday you need milk. And so you got to go get milk and Walmart's not open. Right. All right.
Or on last Wednesday, you went there and you saw their one thing. You've already seen it. Right. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to go until next Wednesday when they maybe have one new thing. Right. Okay, so by adopting a user-first approach, you're not only catering to your audience, but you're also reinforcing trust and authority in your content. Over time, this strategy builds stronger connections, it builds increased engagement, and smarter SEO results. So before we move into strengthening your internal linking strategy, I want to say Nut-Free Walk. I'm not sure who this is. Sharon, maybe? I'm not sure who this is. It says, all of my recipes solve the same problems. How do I mention them without being redundant? They should. All of my recipes solve the same problem too. They should solve the same problem. That's the whole point of a quote unquote niche site, right? Is that they all solve the same problem. You just got to figure out different ways to say it. If you're typing it every time as opposed to copying and pasting it, number one, it's going to fit the actual recipe that you're creating, right? People who can eat tree nuts are not the same people that can eat like vine nuts, right? Thomas is only allergic to tree nuts. He can eat peanut butter. He cannot eat pecans or almonds, right? So you're going to speak to a different person depending on the thing. But also, I mean, you're the expert. You should know a million different ways to tell somebody the same thing of whatever the problem is, right?
Right. I agree.
Right?
Right.
So I told you this was a long training.
It is. All right. Am I next? So let's talk about.
Yes, there is a handout. Oh, Katie, I am so sorry. Totally forgot the handout. Trust. Text the word trust to 251-644-6701 to get your free printable. Yes, yes. We have got to start putting this in our intro.
Yeah. All right. Don't leave us though. Okay. I kind of like waiting and sharing it at the end so that people stay. We're almost done. Okay. I promise we've probably only got about 7 more minutes left. So strengthen your internal linking strategy. Why do you need to do this? Okay. It's an effective internal linking because an internal effective linking strategy helps search engines understand the structure of your website while improving your navigation. So this is what we talk about when we tell you guys that you need, like, your base goal when you're starting a blog is 350 pieces of well-connected content. Okay. I'm at 5,500 pieces of content. Kelly's at close to that, 5,000 pieces of content. Like, and this is all well connected. Every piece of content gets connected to other content on our sites in multiple ways. Okay. Yeah. You have to be doing the same thing. Yes, we want backlinks for other people, but the internal linking is very important as well. And it should help the user experience. So
keep going. Keep going.
Keep going. All right. So by organizing your content into topic clusters, we call them landing pages. Some people call them other things. You can signal authority on a specific subject and boost your rankings for your most important keywords. Okay. And all of that is stuff that we teach in our 6-figure program. So this structure not only enhances your SEO, but it also guides readers to the most relevant and valuable content that is on your site. So how do you do it, Kelly?
Yeah, so create a landing page. But don't get so caught up in creating landing pages that you neglect the actual content. Like, a landing page is something that you have to feed forever. Cornerstone content, right? So you've got to update it forever and always. And if you have Yoast is like, you have stale Cornerstone content. Yeah, that's because you're not feeding it, right? So create landing pages, those comprehensive pages that serve as a central hub for your particular topic. They should summarize key points, and they should link to supporting articles or resources within that same content cluster.
All right. Organize related content. Identify blog posts, guides, or case studies that naturally fit within a topic cluster. Okay. Ensure that they link back to the landing page and to each other where relevant. You have to be very, very diligent in this process. It's very important. All right. Next.
Use descriptive anchor text. Don't say click here, get it here.
Yeah.
When linking, use keyword-rich anchor text that clearly indicates the topic, helping search engines and users alike.
Regularly update links. So this is part of updating content, right? As you publish new content, interlink it into your existing topic clusters, replace outdated links, and maintain a cohesive structure. Make sure that the links are good, all of that. Okay. And the last one.
Make sure you track your performance. Don't just do it and just assume that it's doing well. Use your analytics tools to monitor the success of your internal linking strategy. Look for increased time on page, reduced bounce rates, improvements in your rankings for your landing pages and the associated content. What we tell people in 6-figure is we're not trying to make landing pages rank. We're trying to make those landing pages give weight to the content that's linked on them.
By focusing on topic clusters and internal linking, you can create a roadmap for both search engines and for users. Remember, we're writing for both, driving stronger engagement and higher rankings across your site. So we have a question. I have a technical question about landing pages. Do you use a post or a page and then click the cornerstone topic box? So this is something that people make so much more complicated than it needs to be. My landing pages a long time ago were pages. They're not anymore.
Because it mattered then.
Right. Now, when I create a landing page, it's a post. And I do it for a multitude of reasons, but it's a post. Okay.
And remember, clicking the cornerstone topic box does nothing for the search engines. It is strictly a tool for you to be able to easily find your landing pages and to make sure that they're constantly staying updated. That's it. It is for you on the back end. It does absolutely nothing on the front end for the bots or for the readers. So just remember that. So you don't stop what you're doing and go find all your landing pages and go click that box thinking that's going to do something for you search wise. But yes, that's it. Just click that box. And then Jen says, finding anchor text is one of the things I struggle with because I have trouble with incorporating long and short tail keywords. Should it be a struggle? If you know the focus keyword for the blog post, that's basically what you're going to use to link back to it. That's it.
All right. Give us some final thoughts.
So final thoughts. We're wrapping it up. It's been a long one. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Right, on SEO myths debunked and what really works in 2025. The most effective SEO strategies aren't about tricking anybody. You're not tricking the search engine. You're not tricking the reader. You're not being clickbaity. None of that. You're actually connecting with your audience and you're delivering real value, solving their problems. So start by letting go of outdated advice, adopt these data-driven approaches, and really focus in on user experience for long-term results.
So take one actionable step today, whether it's refreshing old content, whether it is auditing your site structure, or it's exploring user intent for your next blog post that you're writing. Every improvement is going to add up over time to create a sustainable SEO powerhouse. You've totally got this. So the worksheet that Kelly had talked about, we told you to text the word trust. What it is a an EAT content checklist. Okay. So maybe you take that checklist and just start implementing that stuff going forward, but also updating some of your top content, current top content, to make sure that it's following that checklist. So again, you're going to text the word trust to 251. I don't have the number memorized. 644-6701. If you text the number and you don't get a response with the printable, that means that you've D&D'd us, maybe accidentally or whatever. It doesn't matter. But you need to rectify that in order to get the printable. So you will need to text the word start and start alone. Don't say, hey, I messed up. Just the word start. Wait a few minutes and then text the word trust and it'll put you back into our rhythm. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So Katie, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. To answer your question about should it be a post or a page in 2025, it doesn't matter. They are basically the same thing now. The big difference is many of us, our pages are set up with no sidebars, no navigational bars or anything like that because they're used as sales pages and other standalone pages where our blog posts are. Now, we can go in and change it, but it's easy to just do it as a blog post now.
And
thank
Kimberly
you.
Huff, I'm so glad that this was a great live. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Thanks for sticking with us. It was a long one, but it was full of great information.
Yep. And we're off to record our video for Thursday. Don't forget, a new video drops on YouTube on Thursdays. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.